What's up, Attack MMA? I'm your host, Zach Weicker, and today we got a very special guest. He's a professional fighter with a 9-3 record, and will be fighting for LFA in the main event on March 24th for the interim bantamweight championship. Please welcome Jerrell Hodge. Jerrell, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. Appreciate you for having me. Another day at the house. Getting ready to go to the gym after we get off the chat real quick.
Definitely. Jerrell, I like to start my interviews by asking, how and when did you get into MMA?
Always been like an individual sport type of player. I like wrestling. I like to do the sports that you don't have to depend on somebody else. So wrestling got me involved with MMA, just because I like the one-on-one concept and not worrying about other people taking a blame or you blaming other people type of stuff.
Definitely. I agree because I wrestled in high school too, and it's something there's something special about wrestling, and it's such
Yeah.
a unique sport. And how would you say your whole wrestling background helped you transition into MMA?
A lot. I mean, majority of the fighters, if you don't got like a wrestling background, you don't start off as good as everybody else that got wrestling background. So like if you did wrestling, growing up, you pretty much got a head start on a lot of people that didn't have wrestling or anything that does with wrestling on their background.
For sure. And were there anyone that helped like inspire you and motivate you when you first started to get an MMA?
Man, I remember my first time watching MMA. It was Kim Shamrock. I used to watch Kim Shamrock like WWE back in WWE days
Yeah.
when I thought WWE was real. I was like, oh, like Stone Cold was my favorite, Kim Shamrock, The Rock. So
Yeah.
I watched that growing up, that kind of helped me with MMA too. And then I heard Kim Shamrock went to the UFC, and I was like, what is the UFC? I was over one of my buddy's house for a slumber party. He popped the VHS in. We was watching this. I'm like, oh, this is real. And then ever since then, man, I fell in love with it.
Yeah, it's a crazy story. How old do you think you were during then?
Man, I was probably fifth grade. Yeah, so that was
Wow.
at 11 or so. Yup, it was crazy, man.
That's
It's
pretty
been
young to get into the sport, but
yeah, it's 30 years UFC been around. Yeah, so
yeah,
33 right.
definitely. Yeah. And you go by the nickname Thundercat. So how did that come all about?
I was in the gym and for I first started MMA, I was in the boxing gym. I was just thinking about like I got my kids. I was thinking about like just trying to get in shape and do some like boxing just to stay in shape and want to learn a little bit about boxing, not to do an MMA fight, but just to keep active and work on my hands. So I was at a gym called Powerhouse, and then Powerhouse opened up a gym called Brick House, and the coach there was Bill Duff, and he gave me the name Thundercat. I think I had a Thundercat shirt on, and he was like, "I'm gonna start calling you Thundercat." So all right, it stuck with me, and I had my first couple fights, and it just stuck with me ever since then.
Yeah, it's funny how some little thing can stick with you for the
Little,
rest of your
little
life.
thing. It was a shirt, bro. It was a shirt. I thought he was gonna call me Goku or somebody, because this was like Dragon Ball Z, but okay, whatever. It stuck, so I went with it.
Yeah, it's very cool. And now let's talk about this fight. Stylistically, how are you looking at this fight against Rafael?
Me, I don't like to look at people's styles. I feel like I'm gonna go in the fight and I'm always gonna do me, and they gotta worry about me. And just I just gotta be me. And if I'm being me and I'm 100% and I feel confident that like I always do in my fights, I don't think nobody can really stop me.
Definitely. And if you win this fight, you'll have the chance to fight for the LFA Bantamweight Championship. How much would that mean for you, and how important would that be for your career?
Um, every fight is important for my career. Every win you get, every lose you get, teach you a lesson. But like, yeah, I mean, just fighting for LFA right now is important. I'm getting a lot of looks just because my name is on this LFA card. Before the LFA card, I fought on CFFC in the past, but like, yeah, this LFA card right here is definitely getting my name out there. And I always feel like I've been a fighter that was above the lead I've been fighting in, and hopefully when I get this W next week, LFA, UFC, somebody give me a call. One of the big promotions give me a call. So yeah, hopefully this is it.
Definitely. You love to hear that. And how's your training camp been for this fight?
It's been good, man. I battle a little bit injuries here and there, but nobody ever going to a fight 100%. If you do, then you ain't training good. You ain't training enough. So Yeah, I'm battling a little injuries here and there, but like it's been great, man. About to start cutting this weight here. One part, I was wrestling, man. I was like, man, I wanted to go to college to wrestle, but then I was like,
Yeah.
cutting weight every week, and I got old. And I got tired of weight, so like, then I got an MMA. So I was like, at least I can kind of control when I want to fight, So I don't have to like, cut weight every week. It's kind of like when I want to cut weight. So like, yeah, to cut
Yeah.
weight, but
Worse than the actual fight.
ain't it though? Ain't it?
Yeah. That's the hard part. And for this training camp, have you been doing any extra preparation for the extra championship rounds?
No, just kind of much adding up more on my cardio. But other than that, no, like because I don't plan to go to extra five, but I don't plan
Yeah,
to go to extra rounds. But if we go there, we're gonna go there, and I'm pretty prepared for it. I
definitely.
I got a couple title fights I had in my past, and I think I want to say that I got three of them. And I think two of them went the distance, or maybe. Quiet boy.
Yeah. And you've also done some boxing fights in the past. So what differences would you say happen in your training camp when you're training for boxing rather than training for MMA?
Just being more. I don't know. I feel more comfortable when I'm just boxing because I don't have to worry about like head kicks. You want to come over here? Hey, what's up? I don't got to worry about head kicks or knees or nothing like that, and it just made me feel more comfortable with my stand up. My daddy's in the interview right now. You want to say hello to the world? Say, daddy got a fight next week, right?
Yes.
That's
That's
awesome, man.
a little one, man.
That's great. That's really nice. And do you have a preference between MMA and boxing, or are you looking just to do MMA now and no more boxing?
Yeah, no more boxing for a while. I put a lot of time in MMA, and after my last boxing match, I knocked out, and it did send me a 60-day suspension, and that kind of messed up anything
Yeah.
I had to face. So I was like, yeah, no, I'm good. So I put too much MMA. Boxing was just keep me in shape, keep me. But yeah, I'm good for now until I figure out what's next with this MMA.
Nice. And I want to take a quick trip back to 2021. You were very active in that year, like the definition of active with 7 fights in 2 different sports, in MMA and boxing. So what kept you so active?
Uh, you know, um, I was just hungry. I'm still hungry, but I was definitely hungry. I had a wedding in 2022. I married my wife, the mother of my kids. I married her last year, so we were saving up for the weddings because nobody's gonna pay for that. But yeah, it was definitely trying to save up for the wedding, and I was hungry, because I believe in myself. I believe I should be on a bigger stage, and I guess I got to fight to prove that I'm supposed to be on a bigger stage. Going 4-0 in MMA, I thought I was gonna get some kind of call or something. I got some calls, but it's like last minute calls.
Yeah.
I can't prepare for a last minute fight. I want like a full training camp, like most fighters get. So it's a lot to go into this, and trying to call somebody on a 4-day, trying to keep my weight close to 135. It's not fun. Nobody want to live that life. I like to prepare for stuff. So yeah. So
Yeah. Totally agree with you there and that whole mindset. And last year you only had one fight. So what prevented you from only fighting one time?
okay, yeah. So that's when that's that boxing match I knocked out in. My wife
Yeah.
saw it. Like, yeah, you done until after the wedding. I was like, you right. I'm done until after the wedding. Oh yeah, it was one fight, but I was still training, staying active, going to the gym. It's just yeah, she didn't want my face looking ugly for the pictures. So hey, whatever the wife want, you gotta do.
Happy wife, happy life, right?
Yeah, that's what they say. That's what they say. I'm going with it right now. Okay.
Yeah. So how many fights are you looking to have this year? And are you planning on staying active?
Oh man, most definitely. You know what? Whenever the opportunity comes, whenever I get a contract in front of me, I think I signed a 3-fight, maybe 4-fight deal with a LFA. So, hopefully I want to just get this one and get to a bigger show, and whatever happens from there, I'm gonna be ready for it.
Nice. And I want to talk about a former opponent you had, probably the biggest name on your resume, Cody Garbrandt. Does it give you any boost knowing that you beat a former UFC champion and a superstar in the promotion?
Uh, it was it's kind of like a bitter, it's like a sweet and bitter taste kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I beat him, but where I'm at right now, I can't keep living on the past, and the past happened, and it was a good fight. It was a good fight back then. Cody was the man in amateur in the amateur league, and everybody was talking about him before that fight, and they was like, I didn't know nothing about Cody. I just knew he him called Strong Style, and Strong Style like the number one gym in Ohio. So they was hyping his name up, and I was looking like, I don't care. I don't like. I'm 4-0. He's what? I think he was 5-1 or something. But anyways, I didn't care what his record was. I didn't care what was the hype behind his name. I just know I'm a good ass fighter myself, and I don't care what your name is. I'm gonna go. You gonna fight my fight. We gonna fight. So yeah.
Yeah. And you had a devastating knockout in that fight. So what do you remember from that knockout, and what do you recall from that fight?
I just remember, man, that it was it was hostile. Like that place was lit. It was like because there's probably about 7 fighters from his gym was on that card, and me and him was like he was like the main event, and he was doing one of his kids that had like a cancer or something. He was doing organizing that for him. So man, everybody was in there just hype. I got messages before the fight. I had people in the crowd yelling at me as I was walking out. And I like that. I like being an underdog. And I was like, these people ain't got no fucking idea what's about to go down. So third round, 10 seconds of third round, I hit him with the 1 and then the 2. It was lights out. And I just followed up round and pound. It was cool, man. It was crazy, but it was definitely a big fight that night.
Yeah, that was an excellent moment for you. And Cody just came back. So did you watch that fight? Do you have any opinions on his recent fight against Trevin Jones?
I was supposed to watch that fight. I was supposed to go out there and watch John Jones return. I didn't get to watch it. I was on the treadmill running that night. I had a late training, so no, I didn't get to watch it. But I heard he played pretty shy. He played comfortable, relaxed a little bit. Not his normal self, but hey, he got a win, so that's good for him.
Yeah, a win's a win.
Win's a win.
Definitely. And we just saw your child earlier. So how do you enjoy fatherhood and being a father?
I love it, man. I love it. It's I got 2 boys, so that was my youngest one you just saw. He's 6, and my oldest one is 11. So I love it. I definitely want to do more stuff with them, keep them active. I don't got them in jiu-jitsu or wrestling or anything because they don't want to do it, so I don't want to force it on them. But hopefully they come around, and I love it, man. It's the best. I can't say enough about it, man. I just love it so much, and I can't wait to see them grow up and become, mature little guys, little men, start to grow up and become big men and have their own kids. So I love it.
And do they watch your fights at all? Like, do they know what you're doing? Do they train with you at all?
They come to the gym when we once in a while, but like watching my fights, no, their mom don't like that. So I understand it. I wanted her to come around and let them start to watch it, but yeah, she don't want them to watch it. But yeah, my oldest son, he Googled me he Googled me one day and he found my fights and he was like, "Daddy, you was a beast." But I was still a beast, son. Yeah, no.
That's pretty cool, man. And you do a lot as you are a father. You are training for fights. So how are you able to multitask that all?
Late nights, bro. Successful people don't get that much sleep. So hey, I be going to bed at 1 o'clock. I gotta do laundry. I still do my house chores. My wife would kill me if I still gotta do my laundry, clean out the fair cage, fold their clothes, get them ready for school in the morning. It's a lot, but it's just they're worth it. Everything about my family is worth it. And if I gotta give up 3 hours of sleep, 4 hours of sleep, hey, whatever. Sleep is sleep, You sleep when you dead.
Great, man. And my final question for you is we talked about stuff in and out of the cage. So what are your goals for 2023 in and out of the cage?
So my wife already got us a Disney trips planned for December. So gotta get money for December Disney trip. Got so many other trips, family trips we're gonna be taking here this year. Both boys' birthdays, we want to do a trip. Little trips for their birthdays, but the big trip is Disney. Oh shit, they don't know about it. Yeah, so that's the big trip. But other than that, just continue to try to get fights, win fights, hopefully get that call up there and be a father. and a husband. You know, you still got to take care of the wife. So we we have we go on a date once a month. So like every 11th of the month, we go on a date. You know, just to spend time with each other. So we didn't go last month or this month. So just because of my training camp, so I owed up to her. Next month, I owed up to her. So take her out somewhere fancy.
You love to hear, man. You love to hear. Is there anything you want to plug before you head out of here?
Hey, everybody, tune in, man. LFA March 24th over in New York. You know, check me out. Hopefully, it'll be my last one on the local stage, y'all.
Love to hear, man. Jerrell, I want to thank you for coming out. It's been a pleasure having you, and I wish you the best luck in March. Folks, it's all for today. Until next time, peace.
Yes, sir.